Op 16 uur vliegen van Nederland tussen Japan en de Verenigde Staten ligt Hawaii, een archipel in de Grote Oceaan. Een van de eilanden is Maui, een locatie met een magische klank voor windsurfers uit de hele wereld. Ze vliegen vanuit alle windstreken naar deze plek en verzamelen zich dan op Ho'okipa Beach, het strookjesstrand aan de noordkust dat bekend staat als het Walhalla voor windsurfers.
Aloha, ik ben Leontine. In het komende half uur neem ik u mee naar het Hawaïaanse eiland Maui voor de Peter Stuyvesant Travel Aloha Classic. Een spetterend surfspektakel. U ziet alle wereldsterren op surfgebied en we maken kennis met de iets wat extreme surfcultuur. Maar eerst een aantal adembenemende plekjes op dit prachtige eiland Maui.
Dit is dus Maui, het eiland waar het allemaal gebeurt voor de windsurftop. En eerlijk is eerlijk, er zijn minder leuke plekjes om je dagelijks brood te verdienen. Paul Ehman, geestelijk vader van de Peter Stuyvesant Travel Aloha Classic, prijst dan ook de dag waarop hij Maui koos als locatie voor de finale van het World Cup seizoen. De natuur stelt hem hier zelden teleur.
The Aloha Classic is the final event of the Pro World Tour. The PBA Tour encompasses several events around the world, several countries, culminating here in Hawaii for the grand finale. It's the largest event and by far the most publicized event of the whole tour. There's $180,000 in prize money this year. And we have television teams from, I don't know, maybe 15 countries, where we're doing shows for 15 countries. I lose track after a while. It's a big show. We've got the top competitors from 30 countries here competing in some of the best conditions in the world.
How about the history of the event? I mean, Ho'okipa Beach, has it got a history?
Yeah, quite a colorful history. There's been, well, you know, we've been here now for about 15 years organizing events of this type. We started out with operating the event out of the back of one van with a small table, no rules at all. A group of the top surfers got together and we said, hey, let's go out there and you guys show us what you've got and we'll judge you and we'll pick out the best guy. So starting from there, we've turned now into this whole PBA tour with 30 events worldwide, millions of dollars of prize money, and quite a regimented program.
To me, it seems like windsurfers have got a lot in common with snowboarders and skateboarders. I mean, they're kind of funny, aren't they?
Yeah, you can say that. Anytime you have sort of a radical top-end sport like this, you're going to find radical people. Some people have a screw loose, and you're going to see people in the waves out here that you know they're just crazy to do things like that. So you have different groups in every kind of sport. You have your conservative sailors or your businessmen type, and then you have people like Jason Polikow and Björn Dunkerbeck and Robbie Nash who do things that nobody else would ever want to try.
Besides windsurfers, there are a lot of surfers around here.
Yeah, well, this is a water sport heaven, if you will. The water's warm. There's usually waves here, either on the north or south shores, so it's a good place to play in the water.
Is it a different culture?
Yeah, surfing and windsurfing. It used to be quite controversial almost because the windsurfing came along about 10 years ago. Surfing, of course, is a traditional sport of locals, the sport of kings, they say, invented by the Hawaiians hundreds of years ago. Windsurfing has come along relatively recently, and the locals perceive this as sort of an invasion or an imported sport that they didn't have access to. Before, it was quite expensive, hard for people to get involved in it, and so this created some animosity, some tension between the different types of groups. And more recently, of course, that's a lot have subsided. It's a big crossover sport now where you see the windsurfers, the top windsurfers are all very good surfers, and a lot of the best surfers are also windsurfing. And the groups have come together now and melded together, so there's not any of this controversy that we've had before.
Aldus Paul Ehman. Blijft de vraag of de lokale golfsurfers er ook zo over denken.
what I feel about this event, and I'm sure we all feel about this event, is that yeah, it's good we get world exposure out there in the airwaves, but I think they should sanction more local people to get involved, like these kids here.
Why? Is it your territory?
Yes, our territory from the beginning. Before we was born, our ancestors was here doing this stuff before anybody was doing this.
You agree upon that, guys?
Yeah. Exactly.
I get pissed off when the sailors try to learn to surf and run us over out in the water.
Why?
Because they don't know what they're doing and they have nothing else to do, so they try to learn to surf.
But is it more or less a territorial dispute?
No, it's more or less life or death dispute when they come out and don't have a clue what they're doing and run us over.
It's out of control already. It's like we tried to do something early, but so many people just come that you can't do anything about it. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what the solution is.
I don't want anybody going my way.
There's a lot of annoyed surfers and everything, especially when this is your local beach and everything, and like all the tourists come in and take it over. But I mean,
It's the big money.
it's the big money. That's it. No money, no honey, I suppose, eh?
Eenmaal op het water is hun liefde voor Ho'okipa Beach en het golfsurfen snel verklaard.
De ingrediënten? Veel wind, metershoge golven en dus nog hogere sprongen. En daar gebeurt het allemaal. Ho'okipa Beach.
Dit is Robert Tiriccio. Hij draait al 9 jaar mee in de World Cup en staat bekend als de cowboy van het circuit. Tiriccio haalt stunts uit waar zijn collega's er niet eens van durven te dromen. Dit bijvoorbeeld was de donkey kick, een sprong waarbij met één hand de giek wordt losgelaten. Dit soort halsbrekende toeren hebben Tiriccio zijn faam bezorgd. Hij gaat altijd net 1 stapje verder dan de rest. Niet zo verwonderlijk dus dat hij elk seizoen een record aantal planken en masten breekt. Het materiaal is niet opgewassen tegen de enthousiaste aanpak van deze man uit Nieuw-Caledonië. Ook op de vaste wal gaat Tiriccio zijn eigen weg. Van alle surfers heeft hij de mooiste auto's, de meeste vriendinnen en de grootste mond. Jason Pryor is Canadees en exponent van de nieuwe generatie windsurfers. Deze haalt een kick uit de dubbele voorwaartse loop. Een sprong die een paar jaar geleden nog door iedereen voor onmogelijk werd gehouden. Nu geldt het als bewijs voor de echte top. Wie dit kan, hoort bij de grote jongens. Pryor's reactie is er dan ook naar. Matthias Hollenberg waagt zich nog niet aan al te grote avonturen. Hij houdt dat bij een enkele voorwaartse loop. Het levert hem een 9e plaats op in de wave performance. Vorig jaar werd de Zweed nog 3e in het algemeen klassement van de World Cup. Een prestatie waar hij dit seizoen alleen nog maar van kon dromen. Robbie Nash werd 5 keer wereldkampioen. De laatste keer in 1987. Sindsdien is de ambassadeur van de windsurfsport in felle strijd verwikkeld met de regerend kampioen Björn Dunkerbeck. Een strijd die tot op de dag van vandaag altijd winst voor Dunkerbeck heeft opgeleverd. Ook hij gooit de navolging van Tiriccio een donkey kick in de strijd. De uitvoering van Nash is beter en zal dus door de jury met meer punten worden beloond. Nash is bezig met een indrukwekkende serie. Maar dan slaat het noodlot toe voor de Amerikaan. De golven zijn plotseling onregelmatig en ook de wind laat het afweten. Nash baalt. Hij weet dat de elementen hem te snel af zijn. In de herkansing maakt Nash nog enkele mooie sprongen. Het is echter niet genoeg om zijn totaal op te krikken. Hij moet genoegen nemen met een gedeelde 5e plaats. Op de ranglijst moet Robbie Nash Shara Emery naast zich dulden. Deze jonge Amerikaan maakt een stormachtige ontwikkeling door. Vorig jaar was hij nauwelijks opgewassen tegen de machtige golven van Ookipa Beach en kwam hij niet verder dan de 33e plaats in de wave performance. Maar Emery leert snel en bewees dit jaar dat hij één van de mensen is waar in de toekomst rekening mee moet worden gehouden. Zweden lijkt op het eerste gezicht niet geschikt als thuisbasis van goede windsurfers. Toch komen er de laatste jaren steeds meer talenten uit het hoge noorden. Eén van de mannen die al heeft bewezen tot de top te behoren is Anders Bringdahl. Vorig jaar werd hij 4e overall. En terwijl Leontine zich met Robbie Nash onderhoudt, heeft Nick Baker zich in de kolkende golven gestort. Hij is een van de aanstormende talenten in het circuit. De Engelsman ontwikkelt zich in rap tempo. 3 jaar geleden kwam hij niet verder dan een 25e plaats in het algemeen klassement. Het jaar daarop werd hij 11e, terwijl hij het afgelopen seizoen afsloot met een mooie 9e plaats. Baker concentreert zich nu op wave riding, een belangrijk aspect van de wave performance. De deelnemers zijn verplicht minstens 3 wave rides uit te voeren. Deze worden samen met de beste sprong uit de serie beoordeeld door de jury. Nick Baker is jong en relatief onervaren. Toch wordt hij gezien als een van de surfers die het deze Björn Dunkerbeck weer eens moeilijk zou kunnen gaan maken. In de toekomst wel te verstaan, want voorlopig is Dunkerbeck nog onaantastbaar. Niet voor niets wordt hij de machine genoemd. Dunkerbeck lijkt te zijn geboren voor deze sport. Hij is sterk, vastberaden en na al die jaren nog steeds verliefd op de golven en de wind. Het kleine jongetje dat 9 jaar geleden bibberend van de kou zijn World Cup debuut maakte op het Scheveningse strand, is uitgegroeid tot een 1,96 meter lange, zelfverzekerde kleerkast met maar één doel voor ogen: winnen. Dat ging hem de afgelopen jaren overigens goed af. Door 6 ballen op rij de wereldtitel voor zich op te eisen, is hij Robbie Nash reeds voorbijgestreefd. Toch is Dunkerbeck niet verzadigd. Hij aast op een 7e wereldtitel. In de wave performance heeft Dunkerbeck nog maar 1 concurrent, Nick Baker. Met hem moet hij straks het gevecht in de allesbeslissende finale aan.
Ik sta hier in de werkplaats van Jimmy Lewis, een zogeheten shaper. Hi Jimmy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Could you explain me what a shaper is?
Okay, a shaper is the person who makes the shape of the board.
Yeah.
Each board, it's not just a square piece, it's got a curve to it and a certain shape to it. And the shaper is the person who actually makes this shape from a square piece of foam.
Okay, and what's the first step?
The first step is you take the piece of foam and you make the measurements of what dimensions you want it in certain areas. And then we have pieces of wood with the curve on it. We call the template like this.
Yeah.
And after we have the measurements, we take the piece of wood and line it to the measurements.
Yeah.
And draw the line. For example, this is the back half of the board, that's the front half. So I've got it started here. Should I go ahead and finish?
Yeah, please.
Okay. You just follow along the line there. The next step is we laminate a piece of hard foam on the bottom of this. It's called sandwich construction, and rather than show you how it's done, I'll just show you a board that's got it done to it already.
Yeah. That's good.
Anyway, this is it. I don't know if you can see there. There's a little.
Oh, you glue it on.
Yeah, we glue this piece of foam on the bottom of this board, and then now this board is ready to actually shape now. So after the board is finished shaping, we'll go in the other room where we do some of the lamination work. So come on with me.
Okay, I will. Okay, Jimmy, so how many people are working on the production of a board?
In my shop, I have 4 people working, myself and 3 other people.
I see. And how long does it take to finish one?
To finish one board is 10 to 11 days, depending on if it's a wave board or a slalom board. There's a little different construction process.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but we're doing 2 boards every day. We're starting 2 boards every day. The guys are probably working on 10 a day, different steps, and there's 1 or 2 boards being finished every day. So we're making between, you know, 20, 30 boards a month at least, only working 5 days a week. Here's the finished board.
Yeah. So this one can go to the store now.
Yeah, the construction is finished, but we need to put foot straps on it and a fin in the bottom, and then of course we have to put a sail on it. And since I just have a factory here, I don't really do the foot straps or anything. But if this board was being sold out of the store, the person at the store would probably put the foot straps on for the person and sell them a fin for it. And
so they do that there.
And most everybody, they have their own sails. They don't. They buy their own sails. This board doesn't come with a sail. If you buy a production board, it comes with everything.
I see.
But custom boards, they only come like this, and everybody picks their own color straps, their own style of straps, and their own shape of fin.
Windsurfers hebben net als snowboarders en skateboarders imago dat ze in niets anders geïnteresseerd zijn dan in hun eigen wereldje. Hoe kijken ze daar zelf tegenaan?
It's the best thing in the world after sex.
Surfing is better than sex.
Windsurfing is the easiest way to express myself.
Windsurfing sucks. It's no fun at all. Don't even try it. It's terrible. Not.
Geihard, de lekkerste.
Wet and wild. A great natural drug.
Yeah, man.
Ha! Ha! It's the best thing between waking up in the morning and going to bed at night.
Yeah!
Windsurfing is badass.
Pure adrenaline. Get on with your bad self, windsurfers.
Everything about it is just unbelievable.
Unreal. Windsurfing is life to me.
The best thing next to hot chicks.
Windsurfer, kick ass!
So do I!
Windsurfing is big, fat, gnarly airs.
Oh yeah!
It's only fun when you win.
Yeah, man. It's good.
Try it, you'll find out.
De 2 finalisten Nick Baker en Björn Dunkerbeck zetten hun horloges gelijk en wachten op het startsein. Dunkerbeck is als eerste aan zet. Hij opent met een sprong die niet alleen hoog is, maar ook heel ver. Het antwoord van Nick Baker mag er zijn. De pijnstillers die hij heeft ingenomen stellen hem in staat om op de top van zijn kunnen te surfen. Hij had de medicijnen nodig nadat zijn enkels een paar klappen te veel moesten incasseren in de voorrondes. Een landing na een sprong van 10 meter hoogte komt hard aan op het water en de surfplank geeft tenslotte niet echt mee. Het publiek en de toegestroomde fotografen zijn getuigen van een grootste finale. Zij genieten van Dunkerbeck, die zichzelf hier zo'n 10 meter de lucht in lanceert. De wereldkampioen toont zijn ware klasse op het juiste moment. Maar of het genoeg zal zijn om de jury te overtuigen, blijft nog even de vraag.
Björn, you think you beat Dick Baker?
It's hard to say. I was kind of spread from him most of the time, so I couldn't really watch what he was doing. I caught a few good waves. I'm sure he did too.
What do you think?
It's hard to say, you know? Impossible. I sailed well, so I'm happy with my performance anyway, so we'll see what happens.
You think you're unbeatable at the wave performance as well right now?
Nobody's unbeatable.
Do you think you beat Björn Dunkerbeck right now?
Don't know, mate. You tell me.
What do you think?
I didn't see him sail, I can't say.
But how about yourself? How did you do?
I didn't sail very well.
Baker voelt het al aan en druipt teleurgesteld af. De jury beraadt zich. Dunkerbeck wacht ogenschijnlijk ontspannen af. De fotografen nemen alvast een voorschot op de uitslag en verzamelen zich rond de regerend wereldkampioen. Een goede gok zo blijkt als de speaker de uitslag bekend maakt.
Waves, the second non-Hawaiian resident ever to do so, the 7-time world champion Björn Dunkerbeck.
Dunkerbeck wint als eerste Europeaan de wave performance van de Peter Stuyvesant Travel Aloha Classic. En het succes van Dunkerbeck is ook het succes van deze Peter Tommen, zijn persoonlijke shaper. Dunkerbeck voor de 7e keer wereldkampioen, maar hij leek aan het begin van dit evenement niet echt in vorm.
Yeah, I was having a kind of a timing problem with the waves. I wasn't hitting the lip at the right point, I was going too early all the time. I was using a new board as well, which wasn't so smart, I think. Then a double elimination, I took my old board, which was much more used to sail with, and everything went much more fluent.
This is the last event of the World Cup. What kind of feeling do you have after this year?
Well, it's been a good year. We had some good racing, some bad racing along the road. It's good to finish off with a good contest like the Aloha, because you had wind and strong winds almost every day. That makes you feel good and motivates you for the next season.
Has it been different from other World Championships?
Well, I won the waves for the first time here at the Aloha Classic. First time I don't keep ever. I've been second a couple of times, third a couple of times. But I never actually managed to pull it off, so it's a really good feeling, both winning this contest and winning the overall of the waves here at the last contest. And we'll see how it goes from now.
What's your favorite discipline?
Doesn't matter, I like all three disciplines. I like speed and long distance as well. Depending on the conditions, I like waves, course, slalom. I do spend most hours on a waveboard though, because it requires much more practice than slalom or course racing.
And you learn every day still?
Well, if I wouldn't feel any improvement, then I wouldn't continue. The good thing about windsurfing is that there's absolutely no limits. The only limit is yourself against the conditions.
And every wave is different, right?
Every wave is different. Here it's very different from Canaries and Holland and the Silt. It's different from everywhere else.
Talking about the speed, how fast do you go on the water when it's really windy?
Well, the world record is 46.5 knots. That's on a 500-meter course. On slalom, like here, we go probably top speed about 35 to 38 knots.
And how fast is that in kilometers?
That's about 70 out here, and about 80 something is the speed record. I think it's 86 kilometers.
You never get scared on the water?
Well, you get a little shock once in a while. You feel the adrenaline rushing through your body, but I kind of need that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an interesting sport. I like sports with a fear factor in there. Windsurfing is definitely guided if you push to the limits.
Did you ever break any bones on the water or not?
No, luckily not. Let's touch some wood here. Never broken any bones. Only thing I've torn a couple of ligaments, but no, nothing major.
Do you have a social life at all?
If you travel as a pro, you gotta travel about 5-6 months a year just for competition. And I'm lucky I live in the Canary Islands, so I can practice at home. Like people live in Holland, Germany, they have to travel to train as well. So I can spend quite a lot of time at home and train there, so that's very positive.
So that's very... And where do you live exactly?
In Gran Canaria, St. Augustine.
Because you're not Spanish.
No, I'm half Dutch, half Danish. My parents moved from Denmark to Canary Islands when I was 8 years old.
What do you do besides windsurfing? What do you do to keep up the shape?
I surf when there's no wind, and I do a lot of mountain biking. Those three are the main sports that I do.
So not weightlifting or whatever?
I'm pretty heavy already, and weightlifting makes it too big and too slow. So I did that a couple years ago for a try, but I quit that again.
And running?
Running is very bad for your ankles, and windsurfing is bad for your ankles too. So biking is much more healthy and much more fun.
People around here do really respect you, but they say that you don't enjoy life enough. What do you think about that?
Who don't enjoy life enough?
They say you don't enjoy life enough.
Only the people that don't know me say that. The people that know me say I enjoy life too much. People that talk a lot and they don't know what they're talking about many times. My friends know it and that's about it.
Something like you're number one. They say the same thing about Pete Sampras, and he's number one at tennis. So you don't really care?
No, I don't care at all.
This whole circus, traveling around the world, each pro, I mean, is it something like a big family?
It's like a big class anyways. Families may be pushing it a bit far. But we know each other pretty good. We got lots of friends. And you make a friendship with more and more people because you travel more and more months together. I've been doing this for 9 years. This is my 9th season, so 9 years, and you just get a good relationship with lots of people.
But you're friends until you meet on the water?
Well, in the race always you want to beat them, but they're still your friends. But still your friends want to beat you and you want to beat them. So it's just a really friendly atmosphere around it anyways. One reason because of that is because the event is not just 2 days, it's like usually 5 to 7 or maybe even 10 days. And
like this one?
Yeah, this one is a big event, so it's not like you come from far away and do the event in 2 days and go away again. Like lots of people are staying here for another 3 or 4 weeks just to train and enjoy the big waves, like I am doing as well.
You don't want to get sunburned. What do you do at home? Put your face in a bucket with sun-tanning oil not to get sunburned on the water?
No, that has some good sun factors. I mean, I am white skinned and not sunburned. I've been here for 10 days and I was totally white before I got here. You just gotta put 30 or 40 protection on you and you're fine.
Just once a day?
I put it on once a day. I should put it on twice, but I don't never do that.
What's the best windsurfing spot in your opinion in the world?
Combination of Canary Islands, Hawaii and Western Australia at the right time of year. Summertime is really good in the Canaries. Hawaii is really good in the spring and autumn, and in the winter time Australia is definitely the best. You just gotta travel with the season of the waves and of the wind.
What's so good about Maui?
Maui is one of the best times of the year, like October, November. It's excellent here. You got lots of wind as you see, and you got decent, good swells too.
Can you make a living when you're, let's say, top 25 in the world?
I've never been 25. I don't know. Yeah, definitely. I mean, most of the guys, they make a pretty good living. I mean, depends which country you come from. If you come from Holland, it's much easier to sell yourself, and you come from Sweden and Norway, where there's hardly any afition to windsurfing. It's cold most of the year, so it helps to be a European living in either France, Germany, Holland. But I'd say about 40 or 50 make good money.
En dan de uitslag van dit evenement in Maui, het surfparadijs. Op een gedeelde 5e plaats Robbie Ness met Sierra Emery, 1952 punten. 4 Anders Bringdahl uit Zweden met 2001 punten. Op de 3e plaats Dave Kalama uit Amerika met 2034 punten. Nummer 2 Nick Baker, 2067 punten. En 1 Björn Dunkerbeck met 2100 punten. Dat brengt ons tot de wereldranglijst. Nummer 5 Nick Baker. Patrice Belbeok uit Frankrijk op nummer 4. Nummer 3 Anders Bringdahl uit Zweden. Nummer 2 Robbie Nash. En 1 Björn Dunkerbeck uit Spanje, Nederland en Denemarken. De eindstand van de World Cup 1994 overall.
Is it me that you want? Is it really me? Take control of my mind, but let me be free. Is it me that you want? Is it really me? Take control of my heart, but let me be free. But let me be free. But let me be free.
Zo, de Aloha Classic editie 1994 zit erop. En dat betekent ook het einde van dit Hawaiiaanse half uurtje vol zon, zee, strand en surfen. Tot ziens. Of zoals ze hier op Hawaii zeggen, ahui ho. Dag.